Okay, we're got another project here. We're turning down fork legs right now, 39mm. So this is off of a 2000 lathe or something, sportster, dyna, some kind of Harley. So anyway, this one here was the brake one. I already got this, been cutting for about a half hour, so I just been letting it run. I give it a nice little small cut and I leave. Come back in a couple minutes and makes its way across. So we'll be cutting this all the way off and making it round. Right now I got it all the way up against my edge here. We will be cutting this surface here too, so I have to pull this back when I'm done. But for now, right now I got maximum holding power and put it right on the edge. We got our center here up the butt back here supporting it. So this one here, I'll do the same thing with this one right in the back. And we'll cut these off. Now you can cut them. You can take these and pre-cut this stuff. Cut this off with a bandsaw or a hacksaw or whatever you want to do. Or you just cut it straight off. I've just been cutting it. Whatever, it's just I've been ignoring it, so it makes it easier. Alright, what you want to make sure you don't do is hit this here with your tool bit right here. It could cause some issues. So when we get that far, we'll have to do something a little different. Alright, so here's what it looks like. So I'm making half turn cuts. A half a turn. Turn the feet on and we let it go. Put a little bit of oil on it every now and then. Yeah, it's pretty far out around. You've got a fork to itself to go around too. Over here it's a lot more rounded. But all through here, it's not very round. I'm going to let this blend a little bit. Got a couple more heavy cuts to go in and we'll have to be slowing it down a little. Cutting the label off now. We're doing like an 1/8" passes here. Each cut's an 1/8", so 60 thou size. Just not even more than that. So 250. No, 1/8. Cut to a dead spot. Here's dig into the printer pad now. Get a light cut. A little chip on it. There's one of the chips that gets through that. That's how thick the cut is. Not that much. Got the sportster now. See how much I was cutting. I don't want to cut too much off. So you can see where the low spot here is. I don't care about cleaning that part up. But you can see right here it's a low spot where the fork's not running, so I do want to clean that part up. So, but I'm taking a pretty good chunk off of this here. So, yeah, I want to slow it down a little bit so see where I was at. And I might go ahead and turn it back up again. At this point, a bumper can get out there and finish it out for yourself. And I'll cut a little more, that can help you goes that label. Turn on the lubricant. Definitely heavy cut there. Looks like we're just barely cleaning there. Backed off the cutter slightly, shouldn't stop cleaning. Backing off a little bit at a time here. I'm not sure how round this is up in here, so keep backing her up. So this one's roughed in. Now you got to make a decision on how much more you want to cut. So you can see I was backing it off right here. So we'll come back and make that clean. Looks like it's cleaned up pretty good. Got that spot through there. Get a little bit doing that. And obviously this is real heavy right here, but I can't go any further than what this is. So we'll have to stop at that point. Otherwise you'd have to cut this off and weld it up solid. And then you go straight across. But then you wouldn't be able to use your drain plug anymore. So I don't even want to do that one. Okay, now I'm going to take it out. I'm going to rough in the other one. And then come back and do the final passes on these things. Definitely lighter than it used to be. A little bit warmer too. Alright, so do the same thing on this one. Like I said, I can take these and cut these off, or I'll just whack them off. I'm just going to whack them off. Too lazy to go back and do it the other way. It's more fun anyway, just chipping away at them. Pressure on that. Pressure there. Alright, this one's ready to cut. Knock this one off cleanly. That's how much you're cutting the first pass. So you can see how you're cutting away right there. Chunking it out of there pretty good. I'll clean it by hand because I don't know how much load I have on it. Once you go about halfway, you turn the power feed on it, blow it, finish it. Still don't know how much load you're putting on it. Alright, I'm going to give it a full turn here this time. 1/4 inch pass. Make sure this is tight. That's a double cut. You can see how much of a cut we're doing. Doing an 1/8 inch pass. So you take an 1/8 inch at a time. Depth, that's 1/4 inch off the diameter. Put the machine feeds out. A lot more than I was doing too. Okay, do another 1/4 inch pass. You listen to it as you cut. You're going to cut fast if I want to slow. for a little while. It's cold ship now. Okay, it's been working pretty good. We'll just keep going a quarter inch faster here. I'm going to put a little oil on it this time because we're getting bigger cut. Double check that, still tight. Stay on line with the ship, you don't get in your face. You get right here in line, you get more traction. You get off center a little bit, you don't hit value. That's why I don't have safety belts, so I just got it down there. The chips are coming out on me too, so. Alright, do that again. Double time. Alright, see what it looks like now. Got a special radius look to it. Almost like you're cutting in a circle, huh? Alright, let's turn in the chips. A 1/4 inch shot. Alright, it's almost gone now. Now if you cut the ears off somehow, hopefully this is where you would start at and you didn't cut into the tube. That's a disadvantage of cutting through stuff. You might cut when you're not supposed to. Alright, I'm going to do a 100th thou pass this time. Or 1/8 inch pass, excuse me. So you can time the last single run versus these next 2 runs to see which one's faster. So use the power speed now. So they cut twice as fast with a 100th thou pass or 1/8 inch pass, or a 1/4 inch pass with a less reduced speed rate. Which one's faster? It's all about metal removal. That versus this. Probably about the same. There's too much oil on there. For the big heavy passes. We're going to be hitting, yep, we'll be hitting down here now. Alright, so let's go down here. See how far down we can go before we nail this screw right there. Alright. Pretty far out around. Let's see how much we're out. Pretty far out. Okay, so I'm going to back this up, cut an extra 20 thou off of it. Right there. Alright, so that was the last one of that. Got a twisting going on this as we go up and down the elevator. We'll see how much this gets cleaned up in the start. stripes going on purple. Good darn label. That's what trick around with a fiddle box was. Noticeably a run this up. See the machine protesting out here. I don't like it. Around, you can hear it. There's a lot around again. This tube wasn't round as the last one, I think. Way out around up here. I'm going to start backing this off a little bit. There we go. See how round this one is. You also see the clear coat on there. This one here wasn't this so far around, see? I had that one spot there. This one's got a quarter of the tube, it's a low spot. Alright. Nice and smooth. Okay, there's our low spot through here. This is on the front side of the fork tube. Well, you can see it because the back side is where the drain's at. The back side's fairly flat until we get up to here. That was that twisting we were seeing, because see, it's clean on this side here and not on that side, but on this side here it's clean on this side but not on this side. So that's where we're getting that corkscrew twisting effect going on. Okay, so now we got to figure out how much we're going to cut this off. Do we cut off until we clean all this off, make it nice and round? That's kind of how I like doing them. Or do we let the buffer do what he can do to save it and not worry about it? So, the first thing I'm going to have to move this back a little bit so I can get up close here and trim this part here off, because this is not round at all up there. And it looks like crap when you buff into that area. You can see the machine marks. So. Because the machinery is nice and straight and everything else is all out of whack. Alright. So, then we're going to go sharpen my bit a little bit. Sure it's duller than it was. Can't do no more. Okay, I was using this nice crappy edge here. there was actually not much of a cutting edge there. It's just broken off crap. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see, this one's not much better. This one here is good. So I'm going to switch over to the good side. It's one of my roughing bits. 2 bad sides and 1 decent side. Alright, now we get a lot better finish. I'm going to reverse the feed so it feeds backwards. Give that a little more angle to it. Actually, I'll put it back where it was. And leave a better finish. So we got to find out where we're at on this. Looks like that moved back on us quite a bit. An idea where we're going to start at. So about 10/7 where it starts here. Again, I know that because we're going to feed down into it. We have to stop at the appropriate time. Okay. Backed off on the edge so I can cut. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Light cuts work better at higher speed. 3-speed lathe over here. Belt drive. Belt drives are good for not breaking shit, but they're bad for doing nice, smooth, even work. So they're not as rigid. It's that chatter. Oh well. Now. I guess I didn't go too far. I thought I went too far. I went to 11/8 instead of 10/8. So I'm not sure if you can see the area there. Shut up. So you can see where I was cutting down here, trying to make that round. And I cut and I stopped right. You can see the edge where it stopped. Let's see, I just started cleaning round right here and still not even 100%. So you can see how it's more straight on the one, it's not wobbling so bad. Still wobbling. But now I got a pretty good cut here, so I need to cut a pass across here just to knock this down to this height. Just so I can see what we got to work with here. The light cut will give you a little bit better finish than a heavier cut. So, we're going to work on that a little bit. I'm going to recut my taper a little bit too. about as deep as I did before. Cut it down all the way down. See what we get. Chip now. I need to cut round. How much finer it is, I need to smoother. Turn around again. Here's a low spot on the dark area that's flashing in front of us. You're not supposed to put your hands in here and short them. Remember that. Could be dangerous. Stop before they hit the screw. And screw hits will definitely have a problem. Okay, so there's the spots that didn't clean right there, and a big one right here. So another 10 thou will probably do that. This is not too bad of a finish. A lot better than it was. It still sucks up in here, but I can work on that a little bit. Okay, this is the back side, because there's a screw right here. Just the back side of the fork, you don't see too much. Front side looks fairly even. And I'm going to come back and do this again. Now this is all by hand, so it's not perfectly round, or I mean contoured, whatever you want to call it. So we'll play with that a little bit more. Alright. Overall it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to do that again. Fork tube is too heavy. I need to lighten it up a little bit. Try to go a little bit forward. You can see me. We're cutting right there in the corner, but it's hard to see. Alright. Plus the camera where you're at, it's where I don't normally stand, so it makes it harder for me to see too. Alright, let's see what we got here. Bring it until I just touch. Nope, that's not touching. Right there it's touching. There we go. Cut down. Didn't cut it not quick enough. Okay. I'll try it a couple more times. It's hard to see where you're at because you're not cleaning. So you just got to do it a couple times. And you think it looks good. Right there. Didn't go with it. I was trying to do an even feed rate. Quite stay on it enough. It's hard to tell how much you really need to keep up with the speed. Feeding pretty fast, so everything's by hand. I'm doing. We're gonna go with that one. Taking off another 10 cal or so. I don't think it'll clean, but it might. And that was the last minute through here, but actually buffed in to make it look nice. That's why I put the oil on there right there. Leave the mark. Everything you do makes a difference with the finishes. It's hard to get a nice even touch for 12 inches. Doesn't take much to make a difference. Looks like an 11,750. remember that for the other one. That low spot's still in there. Didn't cut him up. The low. Man, that's close to feeding. Just starting to catch it right there. And this is on our leading edge where you can see it. That's the problem. Yep. So you don't know how much you got to keep cutting off. Alright, well I guess we'll try one more time. Feed this a little bit more even maybe. Okay, we're at 11,750, so I guess I have to go down to 12 something. One way you can tell what you got, you measure. You get a caliper and measure it. $899, $896, $898. So a little 96 or about 3 thou. That's 6 thou. So if I cut 10 thou deeper, it'll clean all the way across. Do another 10 cut. That should clean all of this up 100% down. It's already just almost doing it there. Alright. Yeah, we'll just do it again. Time to get a crappy surface finish now. Alright. Get that stuff out of the way so I can see. Give me a better reference of where I'm at. If I had a larger radius on this bit, it would have a better finish there too. Or a better radius finish. Okay, I'm going to try this again. I'll put a little bit of oil on it this time. Hopefully eliminate that spot where it switched over on us. Alright. One more time. keep up with it. Try it again. That's enough. Clean the stock or go in the middle, really. I don't see it over here anymore either. Looks like it's cleaning. Looking good. Two this time. That's about 8.5, 9 pounds of a pass. Theoretically. One spot. That's a spot that didn't clean right there. That's part of the original casting from here, see. The rest of it cleaned. Yeah. Too bad of a profile. You can see the profile as you go around that side. You can't see it straight on. You gotta look at the top when you're cutting the cutter. You gotta look at the top here, not where your extra cutter is. You have to look what's going, what it's actually doing when you're following across. So you can see, just by how fast you're turning this is what determines what you get up here. If you keep it relatively even, it's not too bad. Okay, so over here, this is gonna have to be all ground in by the polisher, buffer, whoever's gonna do it. And what I can do, I can come in here and change my cutter, start right on the edge here, and blend it into this surface a little bit. That way it's not such an abrupt change. It's hard to take abrupt changes out. really hard. You always wind up overcutting. Okay, so I'm going to take this, change this angle. Okay, do it that way. Ah. Okay. So all I got to do is find out where the cutting is at. So I got to pick up the cut point. There. So what we're going to do is, we're going to make sure we don't cut into that, obviously. So I got a little bit of a gap here, I'm not sure how much. I'm going to go up here and start cutting up here just a little bit, drop down on where I want to stop at, and I'm going to feed down until I touch that. And right now I want to get kind of a rough idea where I'm at just by screwing it until I touch, basically. Okay, so I'm a little bit over 2 right now on the dial. There's almost 3. Still nothing. Not even close. Oh, I think I hit. So somewhere around 4.5 is where it's going to hit. Okay. So I'm going to go up here, sneak up on here and see where that number's at. Try to find it exactly. It's pretty damn close. All right. Don't make a mistake and feed it the wrong way. Pretty damn nice. Okay, I kind of feathered it in there. Doesn't look quite so bad. So actually did cut straight in right there a little bit, but that'll just have to be ground away. It's tapered all the way down to about to here. If you look at it, right to the edge right there, and just started tapering on in until it came right into it, then I stopped. And from here to here, it's just lightly hitting on it. You can almost see the line right there where I stopped cutting. So it's pretty even. So I cut a thou or so into it, but I tapered in really nice, and now it's got a nice look to it. Doesn't look too bad. A buffer can feather this in the rest of the way. So, you got to taper on this end, you got to taper on this end, so it doesn't look too bad. All right, so that's what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and swap this out and get the other one there, and we'll come back. Okay, I got the second one back in here now. So this one's not as so far out of round. Still is out of round though. So I'm going to go ahead and start over here feeding this in, figure out how deep I want to go into this, and then I'll see what it looks like. I think this one's going to clean up a lot sooner than the other one, so it's going to be a bigger diameter. So, let's see. Feels like there's a dip in the damn thing right here. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing we did before, except in reverse. I'm not sure how much I'm going to cut either. That'll be the next problem. First thing I see how deep this, how far down we are here. About 3.5. So we're at 4.5 before, so we're closer than I thought they were going to beat each other. I must have cut this one deeper than the other one initially. Okay. Kind of an idea where I'm at. Come back over here. Cutting at 4 right now. Cutting that line there. A little fast. Cutting good. Alright, that's enough. Alright, let's see what we're looking at here. So we did not clean up here, so we need to go a little deeper. So see how it's not quite cleaning here. We're going to go to 4.5. I already moved it. We were at 4. So I'm going to come back up to here and recut it. So I'm a little closer, maybe you'll see better. What we got going on here. You just won't be able to see what I'm doing now. Alright. There's a chunking part. Go that far. I went to 4.5. Obviously in the same depth because this thing clean. I mean, that hasn't cleaned this one almost good. I'll just take a cut all the way on up for this one. See what it looks like. Just get a wire, make sure we don't run into the truck. We don't have to worry about this hitting the truck, we have to worry about this hitting the truck. That'd be really bad. Looks like it's cleaned up pretty good. Fairly heavy cut too. angle on the cutter over there. You cut it here like this. Put it in like this. And like that, you get a better cut, easier, better finish. This is a pretty heavy cut for a fine, but doing good. Alright, we'll get closer and have to stop here pretty soon. Alright, let's see what we got to look at here. It's a different finish than this way, so. Well, they're similar. But this is a light cut. This is a pretty damn heavy cut. Alright, so you can see how that's tapered in. Came in a little bit quicker than the other one, but see, it's not so much because it's not so deep here. So to cut that much deeper, we have to take a lot of metal off of here. So I don't think we really need to do that. Finish is not much different. It's a little different. Alright, I think I'm going to go back and make a little bit more of a cut here. We're not going to bring it down quite as... We'll just take a light cut off of here more and call it done. That way it'll clean up here too. I'm not sure how low it is up on that side. That'll give it a little bit better finish. We'll cut another 6 or 8 thou off, something relatively small. Built up over there. Back down to here. Okay, where's my oil at? Another 6 thou. Hopefully a little better finish. So doing 45 and 48, that's 3 times 2. Makes a 6 thou cut, theoretically. Stop that one about a ½ inch before this last cut, so I can go in and touch off on that. I know there's 3 more thou to go after with that. That'll allow me to blend in fairly easily. Hopefully. No matter where you want the bloom to be at. getting about ready to pull out of here. There we go. Smoother feeling. Blend looks pretty good still. There we go. Alright, I'm going to do it from the other side. Back and forth. Okay, first thing I do is change my bit back the other way. See, I do clean my lathe. There, you like that? There you go, it's clean. You happy? Nobody picks on my lathe being dirty. That means it's been used. It's not a studio prop. Okay. Nope. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Okay, let's go and see what this touches off at over here. A little bit over 1. Okay, I've got to turn the lathe the other way. Feed. There. Feed the other direction. That's done with this handle right over here. Changes the reaction, reverses it. That way we don't feed into the chuck, which would be a problem. Not that I've ever done that before, of course. Okay, well, this is somewhere around the 1. I like it there better. Half a thou now instead of 1. So we're going to finish just under the half on this tile. Alright. How bad is this up here? If you can see where I'm at right there or not. Alright, how nasty does that look? Looks pretty nasty with all that crap on there, but it wipes off. Okay, it kind of outran me on the dropping down. Got to feed a little faster. Okay. Again. Too much. screw up. You never know. You have to see a little bit quicker up here in the corner. Try that again. Seem to keep up with it. It really drops away faster there. Alright, we'll try it again. I almost had it clean that time. Try it again. Should come out light down here, I think, but we'll see. Yep. It's alright, that's fine. Yep, that looks good through there. I'm just going to pick it up and slowly progress into this down here. Just walk into it and I should blend into it. Hopefully. Screws up the finish when it does that. It rubs on something right there. Obviously it's really close or something on the back side. Yep, shouldn't be. Looks like crap when it does that. Alright, we'll try it again. Alright, clean all the way across this time. So you can tell where the parting line's at. Oh well. Can't have everything perfect, right? You can't see the cut line or mark, but you can see where the color changes from cutting, not cutting. So, can't hide that fact. Oil residue. Alright. I got a good arm shot there. Okay. So now we got our finished leg here. So there's the one. Definitely is light. Looks pretty even. This is the second one, which you finished first. So there's your two legs side by side. So they look pretty even, see? Not too bad. And the front side, it's pretty damn nice. Now, what's the diameter difference? Grab a caliper here. Okay, this one here is 892. That'll be the thin one. And this one's 887. Yeah, this was big. This is smaller. Yeah, 886. Even though it's got this big high spot and that low spot. See, castings are not always the same. Yeah, we're 91, so we're 4.5, 5 thou different. This one here is actually bigger diameter, even though it's cleaned. Yeah. So you can't always go by casting marks. That's why they call them casting marks. They're not consistent. So we thought this one was going to be bigger diameter, at least I did. And I knew it was going to be close, but I know it was close. Not that direction. I thought this was going to be thicker. But anyway, it looks pretty good. So that's what the customer wanted. So it took I think just about 2 hours to do it. I started just before 9 o'clock. How late is it now? Yep, 11 o'clock. That's not AM either. So 2 hours and 10 minutes. So how much you charge for that? You work at 10 bucks an hour or 20? So anyway, it's a 2 hour job, and now they got some to be polished. But they look like billet tubes now, so they look pretty damn nice. So anyway, nice cost money, so there you go. As long as I don't have to do very many of them, I'm alright. So I'm going to work on my motor parts. Alright, that's how you cut down 39mm Sportster FXR Dynaglide tubes. Sliders, not tubes. Those are sliders. So there you go. We're all done for now.